is going on, you guys? Ryan from Wadface here. It has been a very long time since I last said that. I've been on a break, as you guys know, like I posted on the community section of my channel. I just recently started a new job, and I also just needed some time off, think of some new ideas, get some videos out there. I also just haven't had a lot of figures coming in the mail, but that changes today. I really need to thank Chase from Burnout Inc., whose Instagram and YouTube is going to be linked down below, for hooking me up with what's inside here. It's one of the more rare figures that recently came out, or I guess I shouldn't say rare, but very overpriced on eBay, that recently hit retail that I've been waiting to get, and Chase gave it to me for such a very fair price, so I have to thank him with all my heart because I've wanted this figure for a long time. We have two packages we're going to be unboxing today, and then I'm also going to show you guys some fix-ups I've done recently, and also some things I've gotten in the mail over the past month. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open this up. I'm actually kind of mad at myself because I didn't order the Velveteen Dream Elite, and now it's on pre-order too, so that kind of sucks. But inside of here, oh my god, I'm so happy to finally have it. We have the NXT Target exclusive Elite. Let's get this out of the way. Move the bubble wrap. Aleister Black. Alright, let's go ahead and look at him a little closer in his packaging. I am so happy to finally have this. I mean, this and the Pete Dunne, especially the Pete Dunne, is going for just so much money on eBay. It's kind of ridiculous. Pete Dunne is going for literally no less than $100. Aleister, the cheapest I've found him recently, is like $60, which is just, it's crazy. It's 3 times the price of retail, but Aleister is a fantastic wrestler who just recently made his main roster debut, so part of me kind of understands, but man, I hope he goes cheaper so that some of you guys out there can get him. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get Aleister out of his packaging, review him, and see how great he is, and see if he's worth the hype. Alright, let's go ahead and open up Aleister. And again, I just have really, since this hit retail, was just checking eBay like every single day, literally, to see if he showed up there yet. The NXT package is always a little bit weird to open, and his price just never really dropped. I mean, when he first was on eBay, it was like 100, now it's like down to 60, so I guess it's somewhat dropped, but I mean, it's not even close to retail, and I got really lucky with Chase, but we're going to take him out of his casing now. Before I get into the actual figure, I know the one issue with it, and maybe it's the only issue, is the height. I think he's around Daniel Bryan's height, when obviously in real life he's a little bit taller. There is a fix for it though, and it's swapping some Defining Moments Jericho lower knees onto it, which I got that idea from Cody, though I think he got that idea from WFigs, so not sure if he takes credit for it. And I'll probably be doing that on a start to finish, or just randomly, and I'll post it on my Instagram. But let's go ahead and take a look first at the vest that he comes with, which has a bunch of symbols on it. This is a very colorful figure, if you can't really tell. The vest is made of rubber sort of material. On the back, he has some more logos. We're going to take it off, though, to look at maybe the coolest part about this entire figure, and that's all of the tattoos, which there's obviously so much to detail that I probably won't point them all out. But before we get into the tattoos, let's look at the head scan. Obviously, it's a very, very good head scan. I believe this is True Effects. It has a fantastic likeness to Aleister. They got his hair down perfectly as well with his ponytail. As you can see, he has one tattoo behind his ear. He's got the lip ring. His beard looks really great too. It's a very good head scan. No complaints about it. And then we have all of the tattoos, which I obviously can't point them all out, but I'll do a 360 view so that you guys can get all of it. The one on the back, though, obviously is the coolest. That is just absolutely amazing. So damn colorful. It reminds me a lot of the Elite 30... was it Elite 30 or 33 Batista that came out? You know, when he first came back with all of his colorful tattoos. That's the feeling I'm getting with this figure. It's really just incredible, the amount of details that they got. He comes with an elbow pad as well. No interchangeable hands, but he has some tattoos on his hands as well. As you can see, black wrist tape. Black tights with the gold logo on the back. Then he's got some more tattoos on his legs. Some small knee pads. And then his right kick pad has some gold trim on it as well. So the actual attire is fairly basic, obviously just black with some gold designs, but what really makes this figure stand out, honestly, is the tattoos, of course. It's really, really incredible. The amount of color and detail, it's just perfect. He even has a heart right there on his right thumb. I didn't realize that, but this figure is amazing. It will be absolutely perfect once I once I swap the knees that make him a little bit taller. So until then, it's a little bit inaccurate, but other than that, absolutely no complaints. The vest is really, really cool. Obviously, would have been better if it's cloth, but it probably cost Mattel a lot of money to get all these tattoos on the Aleister figure. But again, I absolutely love it. If you can find it for $40, I would say go for it. Anything above, I think, is a little bit too much, but it really all depends on if you really, really love Aleister and want it that bad. Maybe the price will drop since the time I'm making this video or in the coming weeks, but it's an amazing figure, and as long as you don't spend over $100 on it, I think you're good. Alright, so this is the last package we're going to be unboxing. Obviously, again, this comes from Chase. It's actually a loose figure, and again, it's part of the NXT line, and as you can tell, well, I guess you can't really tell right now, but as I pull it out, you'll see, let me just make sure there's nothing else in here. We have the NXT Elite Series Drew McIntyre. Not sure why I said it like that, but this is Drew's first Elite in a very, very long time. I forget the exact, was it Elite 8 his last figure was? So it's been a while since our last Drew Elite, and I'm very excited to have this one. This figure does have flaws. I don't think it's nearly as good as the Aleister Black figure, but getting into the accessory, obviously he has his coat that he comes with, which I should say has some nice details going all around. It is all black. We can take this off. He has, and I'll get into it, really big arms and a huge torso, which is my main issue with it, and it's a little bit loose, or actually very loose, but actually happens on a lot of Triple H torsos, so I'll have to crack it or something. He's got the chest hair on it, but it's just really big, and Drew did get more ripped from his previous run, but this is just way too big, and I think a Cesaro torso works fine. He's got his black wrist tape, logo on the tights right there. You got the cross. Then on the back, you have his McIntyre logo, some knee pads, and then some regular boots. So I am very happy to have it, and actually, the last part I'm going to talk about here is the head scan, which is usually what I start with. But for some reason, they molded like this extra skin area, and it looks so weird, so I'm going to be cutting it off, which is what a lot of people are doing. But it is still a very good head scan. It looks exactly like him. But this figure has a lot of fixes before I think it's really, really great. For the price it's going for right now, I wouldn't recommend you get it. I would say you hold off a little bit. But I mean, if you really need a Drew, then sure, but I would only get it if you find it at retail. I wouldn't pay something like $50 or whatever it's going for right now, which is kind of crazy. But, it's not terrible. It just definitely needs a lot of improvement. So before we close out this episode of Mail Call, I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff I've gotten over the past month. And I guess that'll end the episode. So to close out this episode of Mail Call, I'm going to show you guys a few customs that I've gotten over the recent weeks, or around actually a month ago, as well as the DIY fix-ups that I promised I would show you guys after I got them on the last episode of Mail Call. So I'm not finished with them because I still want to torso swap them, but I've realized I don't have any extra Cody Rhodes torso, so I might have to order an extra one, because I want to put Rhodes torsos on both of these, but especially Ciampa. But obviously, as you can see, I put on the right hand wrist tape that he wears, also knee braces, some Stone Cold knees, so he has the shorter boots and the smaller knee pads. Though I think I might actually put on some bigger knee pads because I think it's going to look better. Just the small ones on here look a little odd. And then as for Gargano, this was an idea I got from a few different people, so I'm sorry I can't name specifics. So I swapped the lower knees with some Defining Moment Sting ones so they don't look as short as they did on release. And you just roll the knee pads down, so it still doesn't look amazing. But it's way better than I think it originally came. Then we have a Custom Elite Johnny Gargano. I got this a month ago from Cody, aka Steinsberg's Customs, in his New Orleans attire, which is really, really amazing. I posted it on the community section of my channel a little bit back, but just to highlight it in video, I absolutely love it. It's incredible. And finally, of course, I got to highlight my favorite of all time. I got this from, I believe, Jay Vega on Instagram. It's a Custom Elite RVD in this very nice green attire. Can't find any pictures of this online. If anybody does, let me know, because I've been looking. But obviously black and green, really, really cool. On the back, it says Mr. Pay-Per-View RVD on the back. Again, I got this like a month ago, like around the Super Bowl. So that just goes to show you how long it's been since I last uploaded. But that does it for this episode of Mail Call. It feels great to finally be uploading again. I'll have some more videos coming up very, very shortly, but I'm very happy with the Drew that I got today, but especially Aleister is an amazing figure, and once I finish that fix-up to correct his height, I'll show you guys that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned to the next one.